Hello, everybody. So today there's two things that I want to do. One, I found this weekend I found a manga reading API. So it's a API. I mean, MangaDex. I already was playing around with this a little bit. And this is something I've made already with it, and I wanted to expand on it. Now there's also already some basic stuff here. If I show you some stuff that I did in Sunday. Come on, Unity, you can do it. It's with the help of MangaDex, which is a public API, or this is a public reader. So you can see here that we have all of these mangas, and if I click on them, you can see that we have here the title, and then an image, and then we can have like a lot more information. But I ran into a little bit of issues with how VRChat creates URLs and how we create URLs in VRChat just in general. Now, how do we do that in VRChat is every URL that you want to send over the internet needs to or be pre-created in editor, or they need to be typed in by the user. So how I, for example, do search is I have this long URL that's already there, and then you type on the end what you want, right? And then you get like the results from that search, right? But that's just because you put in it at the end. So that's all fine because I can check and do stuff on that. But if it's not at the end that people need to type, or if they need to copy something over to do something else, that's just annoying. So what I will have instead, and this is very limited to like specific things. Okay, home button does not work yet. Fine. Is that what I will do is I will have a server running somewhere on the internet that VRChat connects to, and it basically will ask the same things that it currently does. Like, for example, hey, you have URL, and you have, like, for example, give me the title of this, and it will basically execute this call. Now, it will also keep a state of the interface that you're in linked to your IP address. Just for the single reason that if you click on something else, that the server knows what it should need to render. With this, we have a section for the IP and what the user wants to do. So we only then need to say, hey, okay, I clicked on the first manga on this page. Whatever that manga might be, that doesn't really matter. The server knows it. So the server can say, hey, okay, this is that result from that response. This makes it so that we do not need to have, like, for example, if we have like a maximum of 40 items on a page, right? Then or like 100, then we only need to say, okay, hey, I have 100 buttons that I can click, max. So this is a way that we can like only have so many URLs for a specific environment. But as a disadvantage that this has is it works per IP. VPNs will not be supported because then you will basically clash with other people using the same thing on a specific IP. If you have any changes to your IP done at all to make it like, or if other services like merge your IP with other stuff, or if you're, for example, in a house and multiple people are doing the same thing, this will create problems. But I will mention this as a little footnote from like, hey, if you are doing this on a public or VPN, like if you use a public or a VPN IP, like as in public IP, as in one that can be shared with multiple users, then this will not work. And I will just mention this. Currently, what I will do is I'll just do it on the local, and I will have a little app running in the background. If I'll show you here. So I have this little script that I wrote, basically, which does sets up a, and I'll make a terminal here and say node npm run start, and this will set up a npm run start there. Oh, npm. Did I not install Node on here? It could be that I just have not installed Node on this machine, which is probably the case. So I'll do that first. Yeah, I use Node.js for this little app. Also, there are some other things that we will need in the future that will require us to have a server in between our content and the actual users, just because of little things that need to happen to be able to get it into VRChat. So, like, either way, we will need this. Next. Okay, cool. So that is that. That should be that. Finish. I don't think this will now work. We need a new terminal. npm is still not. Oh, yes. Okay, now Node. Node is also not on. Okay, that's okay. Visual Studio Code. Probably need to restart it. There's a high chance that I need to restart it. There we go. Cool. That's what I wanted to happen. So, and we allow it here. Cool. And now that's running there. So what I now can do is that is running on 3000 on my PC. So I can now do, and I'll show you actually. I'll clean something up first. Can't I just hide? Why is it opening it a bit? Actually, let me see if I can clean this up quickly. Not that there's anything wrong on that, but nice to have it clean. I think I can hide it too, but having it clean is also good. Cool. That's better. To be honest, is there anything? No, not to be honest, it's all fine. Now let's. I hate that. Local hosts. Yes, cool. Cool. Now we have this local host here, right? And there's local hosts we can do stuff on, right? So this is basically the data that got back from the API. And now what we can do, because we have a search, I set it up so that... Oh wow, that is late. That is very slow. Look at it. I'm gonna need to change this to ultra latency for the next time around. It's good to know, because yeah, no, that ultra low latency is what I need. Okay, cool. Now we can say, okay, hey, I want to select certain one out of the thingy by just doing that, and that will now select number 0. And now this is everything from number 0. Now, if we, for example, want to see the cover of number 0, let's see. That should be c.png, and that will give us the PNG of number 0 as a 512 by whatever. So, and because of all of this, I can also just go back, and that will go back to the search page. So because of all of these commands should be in sync with whatever you're doing in the client. Whatever you're doing in the client should be also representative of what's on the server. And we'll kind of sync those with the server as priority. That it just all knows what it is doing and what is happening. Okay, cool. Then I need Unity, because now I need to make it go, instead of calling and doing the previous things, I need to make it all the correct stuff. Unity, thank you. Cool. Now here, let's go over here, and now we can say, instead of this, HTTP. This is still an HTTP call. I will want to eventually make this an HTTPS call, but for now, that's totally fine. Local host 3000/s question mark equal. Yes, that is our search one. Then we have HTTP colon slash colon 3000 slash 0. Now there's only 100 of those that I need to create, so that is a nice thing about this. Now we can technically pre-generate this with an editor script, right? Because I could say that this is a 200 and 1 currently, right? Because this should be 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. 5, 6. I do not know. Now, just go to 101 and go here to 99. And if we now go 201, you can see here from this 99, we can say, hey, this is gonna be, oh yeah, actually c.png. I'm actually gonna move c.png up here. And then just do 4, and it's then 102. $99, $98. This will be a lot less API calls, a lot less stuff then. Also, I'm gonna make it 3 and put in back also here. And then just put this at 0, 1, 2. These individual ones should also return the chapters. And then we also will need, actually, I will make this 5. We will make this a next and a previous call. Let I think about it. I don't think I will need much more, like all the rest of the stuff. Don't know any other commands that you would want to do instantly. It might come later, some other stuff. I'll just implement currently till 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Just implement 9 of them. Just set our limit for search results to 10. I can do over here. I just set my search result limit to 10. And all search results will always like limit themselves to 10. And now I can say next or previous. I can make it do what it needs to do. And then this doesn't need to be as long. We can just continue working before I have the editor tool created. I mean, which shouldn't be that hard specifically for this one. We only have one that actually does the indexing, so that's fine. Now we have here our home search panel, which, if I open this up, need to take a look back again from how I did this. So it's a little bit away already. So this just does the onFinish URL and setting the base URL to start with. The base URL is the search index, which should be 0 by default. Cool. And then once we go to the feed panel, it's a name. I used to have just a feed. And there we post, actually, like something I want to test now is if we go here to is question mark t equals nothing, what happens? I just get all the books. Yeah, I just get 10 books in total. Cool. So that will work fine then. Because the search index is actually 1. It should be 0 to my knowledge. Yeah, that should be 0. 1 is the buffer. Which is in the detail page. If I go to the detail page, we can here get here we will add fields private you all store and then you can say public override void image load success. Oh. And then we also need here the serialized fields of our private udon behavior, which is the this basically for udon behavior. And then we also need an image downloader, which we can set up in the initialize. Yes. So if our downloader is not equal to null, then I want to downloader.dispose. What? It's a VS image downloader. Dispose. Why I want to do this is because I'm going to create a new one. And this is just to clean up images and stuff like that. Download image. And this will download or URL store dot get URL for URL index int image URL index the material now I'm thinking just a little bit. Did I need to set the material? Set the material. I think I can leave this to null. Udon behavior. Don't need to fill in the rest. And then on successful load, I can get the private raw image, which should also be serialized fields. Now we can just set the raw the image dot tag main texture is equal to result text result texture. Apparently main texture is the actual render texture of that, so we can't do anything to it. Okay, cool. And that should be able to download the image from when we click on it. Now, when we click, we first need to the main loader. When we click, we show the detail for a specific set of data. This one normally shows detail for a specific index. Instead of searching that up in that dictionary, I now basically want to add this index to, and we can do that on the main loader. No, this is on the feed. So this on the main loader. URL store, and then we can say, hey, if we show the detail for, instead of doing this stuff, we first do the API call, because we will not be doing that many API calls and they're going pretty quick, right? It shouldn't, like 5 seconds, you should be able to wait for that long. I might do a little bit more caching on the client side for it to go a little bit quicker, but it should be fine. And otherwise I will just show a spinning rectangle or spinning something fun. Hey, I'm loading. Hey, I'm loading. I'm loading. Which is fine. So this here should public void override on string loaded access, and here we need to send out. I think I can just do this with the URL store. URL store dot send post URL with an index, the index of so it's an index plus it's int offsets. So now we add our offsets, and that's the URL that we post, and then we just need the don't behavior from this. Okay, and then on the results, we can initialize it with the data dictionary of data VRC JSON try realize from JSON result out the data token, but we can actually question this and then say data token dot dictionary else no data dictionary. So we will always have an implementation of data dictionary, but it might be empty. That's basically what I'm doing here. And then we initialize it with that data. now we basically have a waiting state. Which I kind of already want to do this in, just so that that is all fine. Now, actually searching will always override it. That's actually fine. Going back to search should always override it anyways. Also on the server side. The back will nicely work with that because it will go back to the detail page. But I mean, the back here still needs to be implemented correctly then. Cool. Now here, speed panel 91. What are you on about? Here it's probably complaining about if we like show the detail here. That's an index, that's index. Probably did not update that yet. That's why it's being annoying. Boom. Okay, then the URL store. It's just on that component. Then this udon behavior. Oh, the image URL is M1. Then our main also needs for this URL store, but it also needs the offset. Should be 0, 1, 2, 4, 5. Needs to start at 5. So you need to start at 5, and then it will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There it will stop. Yes, because that's 10 elements from 5 to 14. And that should technically just work. It should technically just work. Here we have like 4, 4, and 2, that's 10. If I now click on 1, okay, I have an error. What is this error? Of this data dictionary attributed thingy error out, which is, what is the data that we have here? Debug log vrc json dot serialize serialize to try deserialize from serialize to JSON. Yes. Data JSON export.utify out data token dot string else empty. Cool, because that will give me the console log of the data that I basically received, and if that is just an empty dictionary, then I kind of know what's happening. Did my server break? That's also a good question. No, my server did not break. Cool. Now we can run this. Click on here. We have a result of OK. And then in data we have attributes, all the rest of the stuff. So, but here we instantly go to data, but it's data.data. data data dictionary. I think that's a data dictionary. Yes, that's a data dictionary. Cool. And that will give us the attributes. And yet all the rest of the stuff has not been called yet. That's totally fine. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. And then we have this rank returns. We'll have an error, but we have the name showing up correctly. Ah, I see why. I know why. Cool. The raw image I have not set up yet correctly. That's what's wrong. The detail page, yes, this RAM image is not set, so it's falling onto a null there. That image, cool. That should be fine. I might set it up so that the height is always correct. That the height will be set to the height in the thingy, and that then it calculates the white position again, or I will do it with layouting. I can actually already do that. That it's the image dot transform dot well, actually I need to get the rect transform, so I'm just gonna store the rect transform. It's a lot simpler. CLS fields, privat rect transform, image rect transform, transform. Cool. Now this rect transform needs to dot size delta. I don't know if it's going to be the size delta or what it will be either. Yeah, I just need to set up the size delta. Cool. Okay, cool, that will work just fine. To a new factor 2 with the result dot size of memory. I guess I need to get it from the texture. Result dot width, result height. Cool. And then the position image rect transform dot position is equal to actually gonna leave that be for now, because I think I'm gonna make that layout just a little bit more dynamic. So we can just now leave it be, and it will just resize on its own for a little bit. But yeah, later on we can basically say, hey, to the Unity layout, say, hey, that thing changed, and just make sure that it's always gonna be like this size, or like whatever size it is. And then we can just fill out the rest of the stuff. Now what I do want to do is, for example, give it's another text field, and actually this is a good place to now add a new panel and split this up a little bit. So we have the raw image in here, and this will be the description. Okay, cool. And we can put that there, and we can put this on a vertical, no, horizontal. This will be a horizontal layout. and this will be a vertical layout, right? And we enforce the width here for this element, but we also put here on a content size fitter with a vertical fit of preferred, and put it on the from the top. Mine. But that's because the minus 150, because it's that its pivot on the x on the y-axis needs to be 1. Yes, now I can say minus 8 110. Cool. Something along those lines. Basically I moved the pivot to be like up top here, in the middle up top, and that will basically move everything down. And that will also mean if this grows, for example, if this panel here, we will say, hey, expand with, but this element content size, not content size fitter, layout elements, with a flexible with no preferred width is 512. I could also just ignore the no, because otherwise it won't. Ah. I guess I need to say that this does not control that, but that this does go to 512, and that this now it will enforce it back to that. Yeah. Now the width should not change, right? Width of this thing should not change. That will be kept at 600, something like that. And then the height will be whatever it needs to be. Cool. Cool. So yeah, that now basically, if this becomes longer than the image, then it will content size fitter on this panel. Here, there's no content size fitter on this panel. Ah, content size fitter. First size and height. There we go. Cool. So now this panel here has that one there. I can remove that and also make this description just like 40. Cool. And now we can say, hey, this detail will have the description. Cool. And then the description I can get from description.text is equal to attributes Let's take a look. Right. Description, and that is also a language based description. That currently just takes the en from the dictionary and then just returns a string. I'm probably going to make that into something smarter than what it is currently. That, like, for example, when there is no English, that it like takes the first one that is written in like German. What am I saying? English. The first English character. It takes that one first, because they have a suffix of re after it. And then else it just, if you, for example, have a preferred language, that it tries to take that over the English ones. And that if it can't, then it will take the English one. And then also just the rest. So, now we can test this. This works, yes or no? So let's see, right? Fullness of the G-Spring. That image looks fine! Oh my goodness! That is so cool! That is so cool! Because, like, for example, we can go to a slime and, for example, slime sun. What happens? Oh, it set the size delta and that broke it. Instant not set to an instant of object. Oh yeah, director from is not set. Whatever. That's what's happening. Image. We also got it. Okay, cool. And then I will do slime. It took 5 seconds, but it works. Like, it fully works. Yes! Yes! That is cool as hell, in my opinion. This is really cool. This is really cool. I mean, I could technically kind of emulate this with the thing on the client and then just parsing some logs and then just doing some web stuff. Get that to work fine. But yeah, no, this is really, really cool. This is really, really cool. This makes me happy. Because now what I now can do is just below here, I can make it so it's basically all the chapters are down here. So like in this section maybe, that all the chapters are there. Then I'm gonna horizontal outline on the width of 2.5 and then I can put something else down there. And then it takes that height and the rest can be below it. That might not be bad that we, then just start with chapters just below it. I'm gonna increase the spacing between these two just a little bit. I think I can do by just doing that. Currently it's horizontal outline because I have like a little space. I think I also might just want to fill this out and just keep that space. we have this chapter list over here. And now I need to see if I go to oh, this is the latest update that you just get. Cool. That is cool. So if I click on any of this, right? And we have this chapter list, which is just a chapter. Here we also say the user when okay, I will just make a list of volumes and chapters. I'm guessing. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, so for one of these, make a panel and also do a vertical layer group and say that it needs to enforce with height will be enforced by size better. And then your height will be like 50. 60. If I just need like the Max Pro component, right? It should be fine for an element. But I'm also going to want like a language symbol in front of it. I'm gonna need to see if I can get all the languages and like images of them, and if I can index them and easily get to them. But currently I just want to show the chapter. And then all of these will also be buttons. And if you press one of these buttons, then you will basically get the book out of it. Basically will give you a book. And then also the VRC networked part begins. So you can search a book on your own local thing. And then we will basically give you a networked book. You might need to, like, if you click on that, you get shown a URL that you need to copy to somewhere else. That's like a printer or something like that, and that just prints out the book. Or something alike, just so that because we can't really those chapters, because I want to share that to other people. I want multiple people to be able to read the same book at the same time. And because of that, I do need a unique URL that is like able to be spread around for the specific user. Or for everybody, basically. Name. Chapter lists. Do I have that already? Chapter list, but no, I do not have a chapter list item. Come on. Cool. Serialized fields. privat void privat DMP pro text mesh pro. It's a UGI. Yes. And this will be the name. Then we have a public void initialize, and this initialize will take a data dictionary data, then underscore name be equal, and now I need to check here. Do we have, I think these are multiple. So if I search, for example, hello, and I search then for 0, do we have? I think I need to do another call before I get the chapters. I have MangaDex for the chapters. Okay, so manga ID and then feed. Okay, so I'm going to make, because I want that to be in the same API call as a manga. So what I'm going to do is Axios method colon let's see, base URL manga slash manga ID slash feed basically this for the rest. That should be our chapter response. And how I'm basically gonna merge this together is by doing this. Say I'm probably going to filter it out so I don't need to send as much data back to the client. But for now, this is, yeah, a good thing to do it like this. Okay, just so that I have everything cool. And then now I can probably get to the manga list, this list. Save last field for the private a chapter list item, and we have private content, private game objects, content. Also, this one needs an underscore. No, we also need it. Do we need? No, I think I just need the content just to be able to spawn it in, right? Because we will have public void nuclei. And then here I now want to log. I'm probably gonna make a little thing for logging, but first thing that I want to do is go to the detail, and in here I want to get my chapter lists. Also here I want to now add this and do a data dictionary manga to data manga. I think I capitalize that. I'm not sure. Let's check. I don't know. All lowercase. Okay, and then we also have the chapters. This gets it from attributes from that manga, and now we can say dot initialize with our chapter data. Cool. Then this chapter, if I go to detail page, I have a logging function, but I'm probably going to move this to language helper. Let's just put it in here for now. For static void log dict this data open dict. Data. Cool. So now I can just do any data token, just log it. Just gonna be a lot easier to do debugging for stuff. So now I can do data dot log I think I also want to do this for the dictionary. Yes, that one. Update. Cool. Now I should be able to see what's in there. Let's hope this works fine. Don't even know if this will show up, yes or no. But yes, you are all fine. Now you want this item. And the main reason why I make this item is so that I connect the button to the item, so that I can do that part of it. And then the content, that. Also, we will disable this panel. That doesn't have anything yet. That does. That is already connected to that, so that should now all work. Run this. That should work fine. Dandy. This is anchor returns. Whoa. Now what is this? Chapter, attributes, relationships. It's just data is just a list of chapters. Yeah, data is just a list of chapters. Cool. With the amount of pages and everything inside of it. And also the relations, if it's with a scanlation group or with which manga is connected or which user. So volume, null, chapter, can see which chapter it is, which language it is translated in, which is apparently French. Chapter 1 is in PL, whatever that might be. French. Did I just try a random order? Do I need to sort them myself? There's a limit of 10 currently. Okay, cool. I will need to create a next button and a previous button for this because there's only going to be 10 chapters showing in this. That's fine. That is totally fine. So I can just go to data and then just run over that. Cool. So we can say data lists chapters is equal to data dot and then data dot data list. Yes, cool. Now we can enforce chapters and count. Instantiate chapter list item.game object in the transfer content. And this needs to be a transfer. And then this returns us a chapter list item. The list item. So get component chapter list item. Cool. And then a chapter list item not initialized with or chapters index I dot data dictionary. And then I also need, just like in the feed panel, the clear feed, this thing. Probably can like create a generic list that just shows a list, and then do stuff a little bit more generic in that way. That just a list is any list of thingies, and that it just gives through the dictionary of the data list that you give it, basically. But I'm just gonna call this clear. Okay, cool. So this will now be always filled with 10 items of the chapter. And the name here will be equal to data full. Let's check here, right? So we have volume. If that is null, that is null, then nothing else. It's data. Oh yeah, also I need to put this in brackets because otherwise it doesn't like it being in there. Data volume string, and I basically need to do the same thing with chapter. I don't know if it has a name. Title, yes, there is a title field. So colon. We'll do the exact same thing with the title. Cool. That should give us like a quite nice line of text, basically, and I'll prefix that with the language thing that I said. And we can postfix it by the amount of days that have gone by since then. Like from so many days ago. It's always what they have on those websites, you know. Okay, so go to the Alchemist. Oh, what? Oh, I did not. Also, that is strange that it did that. Catalyst, that much bad of content, it's yourself. And then that is for the Alchemist. That was all fine, but they disabled still. Failed to enable them. Chat list item dot game object dot set active. Cool. Down. This is not good. And now we have chapters, but there's nothing in this. Huh? This collection here. There's definitely a chapter number. So why are these still opening? Nothing. List item. It's no list false, so it should just open the string of the chapter. Data.subject. Or it's like not in the spot that I'm expecting it. And that's why it's confused. Yes, it's attributes. That's why. Cool. So it's dictionary attribute is equal to data. And that's what we need to use here. That. Yes, now we have chapter 2, 3, 12, 16, 8, 7, 4, and 9. Oh, why? Why though? Is there a way for me to say, hey, can I please get this like sorted? Okay. But now that I have this, it's actually quite easy for me now to get the correct images, make a video out of it, and just send it. That's now not that difficult, truly. Okay. Now I kind of want to have like buttons to go next and previous. Maybe at the top, just next and previous there. We make those two buttons and then see if I can implement next and previous on both sides. Like, it shouldn't be hard to implement because it's just changing the original data transform. It shouldn't be that hard to do. On the server side and also not on my own side. On this side. Yeah, it will be amazing if you can just search for Sublime and then get that one, for example. And get random chapters. So, and these are probably the so I kind of want to see if I can not like, is there a way for me to say, hey, on the manga feed, right? I need to say updated at wait, chapters. Can I just say those two? Okay, can I say here on the server? Where's the server? Server. On the feed params here, can I say volume? Task and desk, right? Ascend, descend. Task, yeah. Okay, cool. And then we can do chapter. Also. If I now do this. Which one? That crashed the server. Wait a second. To not allow additional properties. Huh. Okay. Property volume is not defined. On the chat response for feeds. Did I write it wrong? Is it maybe order? Yes, cool. Now they're on order, but I want to because yeah, currently there's yes, but they are now in order. Cool. So if I now do slime. That one, for example. Yes. Okay, cool. So yeah, now we have like the first 10 and that is showing up correctly. Nice. That's what I wanted. Can we just do Spice and Wolf? Yeah. Yeah, that just works. That is so good. That is so good. Okay, cool. Because yeah, that means that I will be able to just next and previous buttons now add those. For that, I do need to make sure that I then not delete the first how many, because this will be like a 50, and remove this panel here will also just actually wait for that. And this panel will have two buttons, right? Y button, FixBase Pro button with a height of 50, a width of 100, text of that in the biggest size that it can be on there, and we actually will make it also 15 width. Let's make it like 17. And let's also make the button here default like that, and make it 35. Make you a height of 70. And place the other one at the other side. 35. And text should be the other way around. I'm gonna make the text white. It's way better readable in there. Okay, so now the left and the right buttons are there. So now I want here to have a void previous and next. Okay, cool. And then we also need the buttons basically. Serialized fields, privat, game objects, previous, and also next. Because if we do previous, okay, we need to basically also have the, what is calling this in here? Data from this string result, which is this post. So this post here can be done here by a URL serialized field, and then privat URL store, URL store, and then we can say, hey, post URL, and then I just need to this field do on behavior to this, and then I also need the privat and previous index, previous URL index, and next URL index, which also needs exposing, just so that I can easily change them in the editor if I need to. This is then preview index, next URL index. Okay, cool. And then basically on getting back void on overrides on string success, we initialize it again with the result of that here. Should be that data. Because this is the chapters, and the chapters is instantly the result of the chapters. So Now I know that we are working with a thingy because this type is manga, right? But I can basically say here, if we get an app.get next requests funds so if we want to go to the next one, we update our base attributes here and then set them back up. Basically, we will say from like, hey, basically I need a switch on the type again. But this time around, I actually need to do the content of these again. So I'm going to extract it out. Because basically this entire thing refactor back to a global scope is get manga and chapters. Okay, cool. Has now a function in global scope where I also need the ID or the index. Okay, cool. And this index I can leave it there. Type is in manga. And that will be index. Cool. And then for get manga and chapters, we also have request dot query dot ID. Cool. And now when we're over here in next, what I can say is here, just here we get the chapter response, right? Chapter response. Yeah, waiting. Actually, this call needs to be done here. But before that, we will increase offset of 0 and the limit. So yeah, just offset that I need to say plus equal to the limit to go to the next page and then the previous, and that's how we basically move over and back, forward and backwards. So then I can actually do that here. This attributes dot offset is equals this attributes dot limit. And then I also need to do the exact same thing for getting this here. I'm already saving the query, so I can just redo the query with the user state. Refactor, accept global, get search. Okay, so then also it's chapter response data, right? Or is chapter response already the data? Nope, I do need to do dot data on the that response. Cool. What I was thinking. Dot response. Oh. That's what I need. Cool. And Q in here needs to be lost state. This also has to do with the lost state. Query. And that's then lost state dot index. But if I'm doing that, actually I do not want to store here the this. I want to store this manga ID actually. For reasons, because just for the reason that because we're working on the manga, we're not working on the search anymore. So I already need to have done that indexing. So now we should be able to go forwards and backwards on both search and manga. And everything else should still just work out alright. Like the only thing is if we went from manga to search and from search to manga, if it's not equal, right, then I need to reset the every time we just do this and go over here. Basic no, actually every time we go over here I want to set that offset to 0. Let's offset here to 0. SID here is equal to 0. Also here, set that to 0. And now, if I go on the chapters, actually on these buttons, add this chapter list. Do the behavior send custom event for the chapter lists. Next, I think this is previous. And then next is and then what I can do is in chapter list we have previous, next. This previous URL is 0, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4. Next is 3, previous is 4. Okay, cool. Then the store URL is that. Okay, cool. I need to change the chapter list to go from 1, otherwise we take up, otherwise we delete the things that we still need. And then if we post it, we initialize the data, and then if we come here, we clear it and we get the data out. But normally we can also check here now if our data total actually offset that is equal to 0, then div.set active false, else true, and now if data offset also it's double, I think it's double, plus data limit dot double is bigger than, also it's underscore next dot set active dot set active if it's less, if this is less than data total double wall. And now what I also can do is just put this is bigger than 0. That should take care of forwards and backwards on those pages. I'm quickly gonna put this over here so that I can see if it just breaks. I just hope that this just works out of the box. If it just works out of the box, oh my goodness, that would be amazing. What? Ah, yes, okay, it crashed. Because we pass on the index, and index is undefined. Because this needs to be request dot query dot id. Yes. Oh. It still does not like it. Why though? Like the query ID should. I mean, what time is it also? Oh, it's practically sleepy time. So I'm gonna fix this bug and then also time for me to get head off and streaming for 2 hours. So that's good. Now what is happening? Okay. Undefined. Huh? Huh? Empty. Which thingy are we done sending? Huh? Huh? Not query, it's bottoms. That's my fault. It returns an okay. No data. And a total of 2. Okay. Last state.query. Last state.index. It's not index. It is manga ID. Aha. Wrong. Oh. I love this brokenness from like Unity. Huh? Okay. So there's something so wrong with the next call. I definitely see that the offset is 10. But it seems that something else must be wrong. Console.log last state.manual ID. Oh, and then we click that one. should give us attempts. Click on that button. We have undefined. What is our last state at then? Ah, ha 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 ha. Oh, I just want that being. Okay, cool. That. That should now load. There we go. That loaded the next set. This very nicely loads the next set. I'm super happy with it. It takes 5 seconds, right? So it's not that responsive, but it works really, really well, in my opinion, right? Okay, cool. And I'm gonna do that. And then the next, the previous previous is basically the exact same thing, but then with subtraction instead of addition and P. So because it's now reset, I need to do that. That will load all back up. Cool. And I say next. Cool. Previous. That works. That works. To be honest, this surprises me that this just works so well. This surprises me a lot. Because yeah, I just need to add like the rest of the data basically to it, like add the languages and things like that. Add a little bit of loading bars, like little thingies to make it look a little bit better for loading. But then this panel is just functional. And then also just add the previous and next buttons on this. Yeah, no, that's what it needs to do. That is a little bit annoying. Why does it do that? Yeah, no, that just works. Object can be removed here. Also can be removed. I'm very happy with this progress already. We have a panel that uses the server to communicate and is able to like load pages, load content in a decent speed. I wouldn't say that it's a good speed, but it's a decent speed. It's only like using currently like 15 URLs, and this is already a lot of content that you can load and search through. So now the only thing is that we need to do is, if you click on an actual chapter, give that chapter to a string, and then I'll put that string in, like for example a printer over here, right? And then you can print out the book. So yeah, that's the only thing that needs to happen now. But I'm tired, so I'm gonna keep it here for today. We made a lot of progress. But the rest will be for later this week. It might be... The only reason I'm streaming today is because I wasn't able to stream yesterday. So I'm probably gonna be Saturday till I stream again. If not, well, then you will have a random stream and you just need to enable the bell and you will be able to see it. So have fun, people, and have a good evening. Bye bye.